You know, if you take everything out of my entire life,
Good
condense it
evening,
down
ladies and
into one
gentlemen.
day.
Smooth as ever.
Show with your host Ryan Money
And Kyle. Oh wait, Reagan.
and
Kyle.
Yeah, joining with me tonight is co-host, co-creator, the guy doing all the work is Reagan Horton, and my roommate, yours truly, Kyle Gembo. Losing their voices, they're going so wild.
Hey, this is our first non-movie episode.
Yes.
We're not
the inaugural TV episode. We had talked about doing. Well, you guys took a drink at the same time. It's adorable. We had talked about doing TV shows and music and all this stuff, and really we've just been crapping on movies. So now we're gonna really,
crap on a show.
Yeah, well, we're gonna praise a show, one of our favorite shows of all time, a show that's been off the air and really just almost lost by people of our generation and younger, and that is The Sign, aka Seinfeld.
Yep.
And Reagan's got a nice little list for us of just all the things we're going to talk about. Do you want to go ahead and dive into that, or do you want to give general impressions on the show, impact of how it makes you feel, or anything like that?
Well, I think honestly Gamble should open it because he has pretty much just seen the show for the first time. Me and you've been watching it for probably 10 years or something.
Yes, definitely.
Yep.
Been watching it a long time, and now we're popping Gamble's cherry.
Yeah.
So how does it feel? How does it feel to lose your virginity?
A lot of
Sign
pressure here.
Genity.
Yeah, sign Genity.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's the more I watch it, I see why y'all like it though.
Yeah.
Like, that's for sure. Like, I don't know. There's a lot to talk about. And that was pretty much on the list we came up with. It was like, hey, here's a list of everything we want to talk about. Type of shit. But I don't know. I don't know where to go from here. Like, you know what I mean?
All right.
That's a very general question. I like it. I like it a lot, but I haven't seen the final shit. Like, I'm not all the way through it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are
Well,
on. I think we're on season 7. We got to start season 7. There's a lot.
Started? Damn. Okay.
Yeah, because I don't think we watched the
finished
first
6.
disc of it. Yeah, we finished 6. Good
Okay.
season, a lot of good seasons. We skipped season 1, I think. I don't know if we
One
watched.
and 2.
Oh, I think we
You were
did
like,
skip
yeah,
1 and
seasons
2.
3 through 8 are where it's at.
Yeah, that's definitely how I feel. 9's kind of hit or miss. 2 has got some good episodes. 1 is, one's there. I don't know. The first season of any show, it's kind of tough.
True. I would say that. Well, let's just go ahead and get into it. Favorite episodes off the top of Seinfeld.
Favorite
Off the
episodes
dome.
off the dome. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and say the opposite is one of my favorite episodes. It's maybe the only episode where something goes right for George and it doesn't fall back and blow up in his face. I pretty much just enjoy it because I love how he just gets to say the stupidest stuff, and we get to look at what an asshole he actually is, because he has to do the opposite the entire episode of what he would normally do because it makes him successful. And someone cuts him off at one point, and he's like, "Oh, it's totally fine. It's cool. Don't worry. No big deal." And it's like, yeah, that's not at all how George would act. He's like, the girl's like, do you want to go come upstairs or something? Fool around. And he's like, I really don't think we should. Just so not George at
I
all.
don't want to rush into it. We don't really know each other.
Yeah, exactly. She's like, who are you? And I was like, I'm George Costanza, the opposite of every man you've ever met.
Life lesson.
Other than that, I'd go with Serenity Now.
Classic.
That's another episode where honestly, I think it benefits from I feel like every character has a really awesome part in that. Kramer's doing the stupid thing where he has a porch because he has a screen door, so he's a porch in the apartment for whatever reason, and it escalates to a stupid level, and he's squirting kids with a water hose, and they're throwing ball around his house for whatever reason. And then Frank Costanza, always a hilarious character. He's yelling at people, he's getting on to everybody. And, George is in there, he's selling computers with his dad. And Lloyd Braun's there as well. Jerry's dating a girl who wants him to be emotional and, care about everything. And he just, no, I'm good. Yeah. And then I think Elaine, actually, she's getting hit on by every Jewish guy.
Yeah.
And they're, all just driving to the hole and, trying to make out with her, even the rabbi. And,
and the kid, the boy or whatever, he gets bar mitzvahed and he thinks he's a man, so he tries to make out with Elaine.
Yeah, exactly. And I love that episode because they go through it, and Jerry he starts to yell at people. And then he starts to feel emotional. She breaks up with him, and then he's like, "Oh man, what is this salty discharge?" He's never cried before, and he's like, "Oh, this is horrible. I care." So I like that part. Let's see. Other episodes off the top that I really love. Obviously, the contest is really good.
Contest is a classic, regarded as one of the best episodes of all time.
Yeah. I think most people regard it as the best episode since it won the Emmy. But
really,
yeah, it was. I think it's the only episode of Seinfeld that ever won the Emmy.
Yeah.
What was the Emmy for? Just
Best
a single episode?
I think it was best episode of a TV show.
Weird.
So yeah,
I know a lot of people know the Soup Nazi one.
Yeah, that's another super popular one. I like that one too. I also like the chicken roaster because
Great episode.
because Kramer's a freaking idiot and like
Him and Jerry
they switch and then they get to both be each other and it's like it's such a hilarious take. Like Kramer's like, oh yeah, I like this idea. Like he's definitely speaking like Jerry, and Jerry enters the room like Kramer's great. Also, the little Jerry is awesome.
Well, I was real quick when Kramer is Jerry. My favorite thing is when he's listening to George and he's like, "That's a shame."
That's a shame.
Like just them switching roles, they both do it so perfect. And honestly, it's kind of like one of the few times where I have a hard time deciding who I think's funnier, Jerry or Kramer.
Really? Yeah.
Just because, like, to me, they both do such a good job of switching people.
Excellent.
And
so I'm not at going favorite episodes. I have a list
Yeah,
here.
a
We
cheat
have
sheet,
a
yeah.
cheat sheet here that I was going through. I know Money forgot to mention this, but the Big Salad, classic.
Oh, I haven't even gone over my favorite episode.
Oh, okay.
yeah,
He's gonna
I
mention
haven't
it.
mentioned it yet. Yeah.
Is that up there for you? Big Salad?
Yeah, it is. Honestly,
We named our Wi-Fi after that.
yeah, I know. Donna Chang and Big Salad, classics.
She's not a Chinese woman.
What do you like about the Big Salad?
I don't just George. Just
pettiness.
yeah, it's so small.
His pettiness is amazing.
It's like how much difference could it be between a big salad and a normal salad? Like $2-3, and he like loses his mind for the entire episode.
Because he didn't get credit for the
Who
big
accepts
salad.
it under false pretenses?
I mean, it was
George,
a big salad.
all I did was hand someone a bag. He's like, whatever.
I mean, it was a big salad.
Yeah. While Gamble's sort of thinking it over, what about your favorite episodes?
Ooh, I got some more. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
The yada yada. I don't know why.
Oh.
Yada yada is a classic.
Yada yada yada.
My ex came over last night. Yada yada yada. I'm really tired today.
You think she yada yada sex?
I've yada yada sex.
Went out in the sky.
You know.
Had dinner. I had the lobster bisque. He took me home.
Yada,
Yada
yada.
yada. I never heard from him again.
You skipped over the best part.
I mentioned the bisque.
Oh goodness! And then this is one that we'll come back to a lot in the episode, but the face painter for a lot of reasons.
Yes, dude.
Yeah, the face painter.
Any
Sorry.
putty episode.
Let's try to cheer
Yeah.
for the team. Yep. What does he say? Cheer.
Gotta support the team.
Yeah, I
Support,
got support the
support.
team.
You should paint your face like that. It's playoffs. You gotta support the team.
You can't walk around like that.
Why not?
Why not? Because it's insane.
How come you can't have like chips and dip for dinner? Yeah. Throw chips and dip. Yeah. How come that can't be a meal? You know what I mean?
Just trying to support the team. Yeah, that's pretty good one.
All right, so Money, your favorites.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. We can keep bouncing around.
Well, I was gonna say, are you still looking there?
Oh, you want it?
Are you still looking?
You want it? I mean, there's. But do you want it?
Off the top.
Oh, the raincoats.
Definitely.
Sorry, the raincoats.
The raincoats.
The raincoats.
are
I
good.
like the raincoats a lot. I don't know why. Just
Is that the one with the close talker?
The rain? Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I do like the close
And the
talker.
spoof on Schindler's List or whatever.
Definitely good. That's a good nominee
It's a
for favorite
two-
side character.
two-parter.
Thank you for reminding
Two-parter.
me of that one.
The Close Talker?
Yeah.
Your favorite side character.
Dude, he's hilarious. He is insane. He does everything for Jerry's parents. Like, he's hanging out with Jerry's parents, and Jerry and Elaine are just, like, not hanging out with either one of them. She's not hanging out with her boyfriend. He's not hanging out with his parents. They're together going, what the hell's his problem? Like, why is he taking out your parents? I don't know. He's like, you won't even take him out. I know.
I love the contrast of like everyone's sort of intimidated by it, but Jerry literally lets him get like as close as possible to his face, like I'm good, don't worry. And then Kramer literally like spazzes out and hits his like head on the refrigerator.
Yeah.
Like he's like, what the hell are you doing?
Oh, God. All right, off the top, definitely can't leave out the Susie, one of my favorite episodes of all time. Just because it's just so ridiculous. There's a lot of good Peterman moments. Elaine
Oh,
is
God.
Elaine is dealing with the most stupid office of all time. She just makes up shit as she goes along, and then like she's always described. That's one of the few episodes where Elaine's actually like really funny when she's like, "What am I, some chain smoking bimbo from Staten Island? Who are you describing? Someone I know. Susie? Rather not say."
Sarah? No.
And it's also got one of the most infamous moments. I mean, Jerry at the funeral is just ridiculous. Like, that's one of the, like, also one of Jerry's funniest moments to me because he's so cocky the whole time. He's like, "I had a little thing with Suze." He's like talking to Peggy. He doesn't even know her. He's like, "I had a little thing with Suze. Had a thing with her too." And he's just like,
"Yeah, dude, I'm paying them both."
Yeah. And then, and Peterman's like bragging about how he had sex with Susie, someone who doesn't exist. And he's like, "Yeah, but he didn't have sex with both of them." And then like Mike Moffat comes in and goes, "Susie was murdered by Jerry Seinfeld." And Jerry's just like, "Not only that, I broke his thumb."
Doesn't give a shit.
He like could not care less. And they're at a funeral for a lady that didn't exist and it's full crowd. Like everyone's. When did Susie have time to meet all these people? So yeah, Suze is definitely a favorite. Suze, yeah. I saw a bunch in the back, and I've already forgot. Marine biologist. I literally
another great one. Some Larry
biologist.
David narrating as always, or I guess just being a random guy in a crowd.
Yada Yada is one of my favorites. Showed Gamble that one.
Yep.
Non-fat yogurt.
Also,
Non-fat
so
yogurt.
classic.
Was a
I saw
that one
really good
recently.
episode. The Briss.
I can't.
Oh, I love the Briss.
The
There's
Briss,
another,
yeah.
maybe favorite side character, even though he's only in one episode.
Hey, that counts.
An underrated episode that I didn't realize I loved so much until I had seen it plenty of times, and it just kind of comes up, and I've always like enjoyed it. But I like whenever we watched it, I was like, "Wow, I really love this episode." Sniffing Accountant.
Oh.
Whenever Kramer's like trying to figure out if this guy does cocaine,
Puts his cigarette in mouth and like his mouth backwards and like drinks it. He's like, "Here's to feeling good all the time."
And he like drinks the beer and smokes at the same time. And jokes. He's like, "I'm hip."
Yeah.
Hip to what?
What?
The scene, man. The whole
Bathroom scene.
Like all of that is fantastic. Junior Mint.
Yeah, I was going to mention Junior Mint. Yeah.
The guy gets the guy starts eating one meal and Elaine's already turned off by him. Like it doesn't make any sense at all.
It is.
Like, you lost a lot of weight. You were fat. Couldn't put my arms around you.
Oh God, I'm looking for it. It's the one where it's George messes up Susan's. It's not the Cheever letters, but it's similar, I think.
I love it. I love the
letters.
Cheever. I love like one scene in the Cheever letters
That's where he burns down the...
Yeah, no, that's not where he burns down. Like, that's the
it's
Bubble
after.
Boy.
It's
That's
after.
after that. They tell him about it, and they're like, "Did they find anything?" And it's like
the
a box.
Cheever letters,
And then George is like, I wasn't able to recover from my orgasm. Has left me a cripple." And it's like you and John Cheever, and it's like super solid. And like George and Jerry are just like, "Well, we really shouldn't be going." Like, they're just trying
Time
to
is
get
what he's
out.
indicating there. All right,
Just trying to get out of there.
I found what I was looking for. It wasn't the Cheever letters. I do like that episode, but it was The Letter,
The letter.
which infamously has the Kramer painting.
Oh, of course.
And that's
That
the one
we
where the girl writes Jerry a letter, but it's from the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the girl from 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Yeah.
Looks the exact same almost.
Yeah, just different hair color, I guess.
Yeah.
A lot darker. Anyway, I think my last of the favorite episodes, obviously there's still plenty more. I enjoyed the nap where George is napping at work.
Always great.
always
That's an
good.
inspirational one.
Very
Is that with the cabinet guy?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Make a decision.
Connie, Con, or comment, whatever you prefer.
I can do it any way I want, however you want me to.
Just get it done. Is that what you want? Yes.
Yes.
That's what I want. Just do it.
And then last shout out before I just keep rambling like I have been doing, the red dot.
The red dot.
Red dot.
Forget the red dot.
What's this red dot on this sweater?
Oh.
Is that cashmere?
Georgie.
Oh, and that's the episode with the Hinnigans.
Oh, yeah.
Love the Hinnigans reference.
No smell, no tell.
Kramer on Hinnigans, yeah, it was good stuff. Good scotch. It's damn good scotch.
You had sex with the cleaning lady on your desk? Was that wrong? Should I not have done that? Dude, I can't remember the name of the episode now. I also wanted to give a quick shout out to the one where George is, he's got like 3 strikes, and it's like the one with the painting that moves. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those 3D art paintings.
Yeah.
What is the name of that episode?
It's with the Morgan Poland
Merger, yeah.
merger, so it's Moland.
Yeah. Kramer has a kidney stone. Oh, the gymnast. There we go. It's the gymnast. Yeah.
You I know, comedian.
Yeah, it's like for whatever reason in like Romania, it's like an aphrodisiac or whatever to have sex with a comedian. Like it's such a valued thing, and it's like you may tell jokes, Mr. Jerry Seinfeld, but you are no comedian. Like, and then I like
That's
the
the one where the gymnast is married to the other, right?
no. That's just her friend or whatever.
Oh, I found a shout out to the caddy. That's the one.
Let me get my shout out.
I will continue.
Hold your shout out.
Yeah. Anyway, like I really like the part where like George has 3 strikes and they're all hilarious with this girl, and they're like one of them is he eats an eclair out of the trash can, and like Jerry breaks it down for him, and it's hilarious just the way he's like, you're an idiot, like. You see an eclair floating in the receptacle, and you're like, "What the hell? I'll just eat some garbage." Like it was above the rim.
Adjacent to refuse
is refuse, and like his second one, he's cleaning the window, like with a car because he accidentally throws coffee on it. And he's like, "No, this isn't how it looks like." And it's also the classic line: "If I could talk to the mothers and have sex with the daughters, then I'd have something going." What a weird thing to say.
Yep.
And then his third one, he comes out of the bathroom without any shirt on.
Yes. That 3D art painting, that's something else, man.
Yeah, and they spoof Mr. Pitt being like Hitler or whatever, and he's like, "Our stock will rise high," and like he puts his arm up, and he's got like the thing from the pin mark. Great. All right, go ahead with the caddy.
The caddy.
When's the caddy? I don't
we haven't got
the early episode.
Yeah, no, it's not.
It's not.
It's back of the book. This is season 8.
No,
this is season 7.
Early.
Oh yeah, I haven't watched. When I was going through this list, I realized I watched like a whole second half of season 8.
Yeah.
Season 8 right here, the nap, yada yada, Muffin Tops, bro, the Muffin
Muffin
Tops,
Tops is good.
and Summer of George, all on the same disc.
Summer of George is
Summer
good.
of George.
Summer of George is good. Definitely. So the caddies.
Another inspirational.
These homeless people are like, we're the top of these mountains.
Why is this just a stunt?
Another great side character.
Yeah. Oh, the black lady.
Yeah, I love her.
The caddy is season 7. I don't know. I believe it's one of the first episodes of Jackie Childs. Kramer's got like a whole smoking thing going on because they're banning indoor smoking, so he just invites everybody in the world over to smoke at his apartment.
Yeah.
And it's crowded. And it's also Elaine gives a bra as a gift since Sue Ellen Mischke never wears a bra.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so she gives it as a gift, and she starts wearing it as a top, and then everybody's doing it.
They spoof the OJ trial or whatever.
Yep.
It's like.
Yeah. So, a lot of good stuff there. Good Peterman moments, good Jackie Childs moments, 2 of my favorite side characters. We'll get into that a little later. And then just also on Season 7, The Sponge. I think it's a classic. You haven't gotten to that one either. A lot of good episodes in there. A lot of sods. The 7.
The 7. Okay. Another solid.
Yeah, great episode.
Why don't you watch me in a car? Why do you wear the same outfit every time?
That's in the 7?
Yeah.
Same dress.
Oh, yeah.
What was wrong with soda? I thought we all agreed on soda. No, we don't care for soda. You don't
care for soda.
What's not to like? It's bubbly, it's refreshing, it's delicious.
It's a beautiful name for a boy or a girl, especially a boy or a girl. Like, you just said that. I'm family. I'm having sex with the cousin.
Yeah, that's definitely a great episode.
Okay, so we'll move on to our next part of this episode.
Yes,
just stupid, funny moments throughout episodes. Not necessarily like great episodes, but just moments that just stick out to you.
You got one?
Go ahead. I was gonna say that in the Andrea Doria.
Yep.
George is describing like. Have you seen that episode, the Andrea Doria?
I don't think so.
He's getting an apartment basically, and like they're gonna give it to this guy because he was an Andrea Doria, which was a boat that sunk or whatever. And he's like, oh man, they lost like hundreds of people, right? And then like Kramer tells George, he's like, oh, they lost like 50. And he's like, how many you lose on a normal cruise? 30, 40? That's no tragedy. It's like, what? He's like, says it took like 4 hours for the ship to completely sink, like an old man easing into a hot bath. No offense. Like, just roast him. And then like he has to meet in front of this board, basically to like explain to them like why his life sucks more than the guy who like was in a boat accident. And he's like, well, I got handcuffed to a bed and I was lying there in my underwear, and like it's like, although she was attracted to me, she was a Nazi. And it just goes through like a montage of all of his like just hilarious, just terrible things. It's like These stories cannot be embellished because they need no embellishment. These are simply the sad truths of a short, stocky, slow-witted, bald man. And like the lady there is just crying her eyes out. And like, yeah, you got the apartment. What do you got, Gamble? What were you gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna say this is a good part to bring up when they roast Jerry for his comedy.
Yeah,
because it's like a recurring thing.
Yes,
yeah, it's always classic.
No, I'm not gonna do material.
I think I'll pass. There's gonna be more than that though. Oh yeah, we already mentioned the you are no comedian.
Yeah. And then Mike Moffat and the whole Susie at the funeral thing. That's one of my favorite funny moments.
Yeah.
It sticks out to me, like Jerry at the funeral.
Mm.
Kramer with women. Like literally, just anytime,
in his,
like
in his jacket.
yeah, anytime Kramer gets a woman he's not supposed to get, like that kind of stuff is hilarious.
How you doing? I do good. The Tony moment, of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey.
Don't it.
Don't it.
Raquel Welch.
What do you mean? Oh, when
cat fight.
Oh,
like they're all freaking out about
cat fight.
Like literally everybody loves a cat fight. No one's taking Elaine serious.
Wow, cat tea. Yeah.
Whenever Elaine first gets the job with Peterman and she's
Oh.
like starts describing clothes, and Jerry just walks away. He's like, okay, I'll see you later.
There's one moment I can't remember what. Oh yeah. George is asked to look after a suitcase of clothes for a person out of
he
town.
starts wearing them.
And like a guy's like a guy comes up to him and is like, hey man, like George is like, hey, can you watch these clothes for me? He's like, no, why? You'll never come back. I'll just be sitting here like an idiot. And like Jerry's just like, I'm gonna go be this guy's friend. Just leave it there. Yeah, he walks with that, and that's like the intro to the show episode.
Another goofy moment is when Kramer gives the homeless guy, the
Tupperware.
Yeah.
with the leftover food. He's like, "Hey, can I have that Tupperware back?"
The Placket Burton, Jerry, it locks in freshness.
What if I just use a Ziploc bag? Or you must be insane.
Gosh, another good one. I just had it on the tip of my tongue. I forgot it though. Damn.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Damn.
rip.
When Kramer does life-changing moments, like getting rid of his refrigerator, turning his place into a ski lodge, or sleeping in drawers.
Yeah, great stuff.
Is the ski lodge one where he covers it with wood?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Okay.
all
yeah,
wood
yeah.
wallpaper, like a ski lodge.
Super minor, but I love
Super cozy.
in the movie theater episode where there's that one bad comedian or whatever, like he's doing the bits in the car. I love whenever he runs into Jared, he's like, hey Jared, and he's like, hey, and he just walks right out of the room. I want to do that to someone so bad, dude. I just gotta find the right person.
Just do it, bro. Live your life.
Just do it.
You talking about the comedian that, like, he's like, my closet is full. I need to put this winter coat in your closet.
Let me put the he's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
call me to make sure you get home all right.
Yeah, yeah.
He's like, and I love it. Like, yeah, let's go see Rochelle. One woman journey, like erotic journey from Milan to Minsk, and Jerry's like, Minsk. Like that's the most exciting thing in the sentence.
It's supposed to be hot.
Yeah. I love when George is worried about turning women lesbians.
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the episode, both like his ex-girlfriends like are into each
connect,
other. It's like,
yes.
he's just like, ah, damn it.
That's a lovely vest. Thank you. He's just like, oh god. Super minor, but one of my favorite moments is Jerry and Elaine are at the gym, and Jerry's like talking to one of his hot girlfriends that he just recently started dating, and he's got like the fake cigarette. He's like, that's a good looking girl. Beautiful girl. Fantastic body. Great workout. And he like throws his cigarette down and like stomps it out like while he's talking. Because out of nowhere, he just decides to get cocky and have a fake cigarette like in his hand. And yeah, tremendous workout. It's a good looking girl. Tremendous girl. And like throws the cigarette and stomps it. It's like he's not even smoking. I don't know. It's super minor. I love it. It's random cockiness.
I remember the guy who I feel bad because I don't remember his name, but
Daniel?
refers to himself as third person all the time.
Jimmy.
Oh, Jimmy.
The Jimmy, yes, the Jimmy, yes. And then George says it at the coffee shop.
Yeah.
George is getting upset. George likes his chicken spicy.
Steinbrenner and the nap. The
Oh yeah.
empty calories.
Male curiosity,
Hey,
George.
Most beautiful people. And it's like nothing wrong with that.
I just think they make him stupider and stupider. He's like, blah, 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 blah. Like, he's just mumbling. Bread bowl, George. Nothing more satisfying than looking down and seeing nothing but the table.
Had the same lunch for 10 years. Cup of soup and a bread bowl. Nothing more satisfying than eating your lunch looking at the bottom of the desk.
I think tomorrow we try a little corned beef. Corned beef, what are we going to talk about? Is all those calories?
We'll stick with the calzone
From Paisanos. Me and you are sort of like countrymen, huh? Paisanos! I love his sarcastic moment in the implant episode, whenever, also a great episode, underrated, I feel, is like, George is saying, he's talking to this girl, and he hasn't been able to, like, have sex with her yet, because he hasn't, she always, like, has hearing on her left side, I think, and he can't go to the left, so he always wants to sit on the right side of her, and, like, he's like, and he finally starts to make a move on her, and, like, the phone rings, and he's, like, while she's on the plane, she's like, oh, no, that's terrible, and he's like, oh, he's, like, making the, like, eye things, and he's like, oh, I'll be there right away, I'll get a plane tomorrow, and he's like, he makes the plane, like, go up in the air, and he's like, bye-bye, and he's like, you gotta come with me, and he's like, oh, God, and then he goes to the party, and it's the whole, like, you double-dipped the chip, you dipped it, took a bite, and then you dipped it again, that's like sticking your whole mouth in the bowl, and he's like, he just does it again, right in that guy's face. Oh, God.
Yeah, the same thing happens with Jerry in episode 2. He keeps sitting on the wrong side because Jerry goes to the right. He can't go to the left.
In episode 2? What?
No, in the same
In the same
episode.
episode.
Oh,
same episode.
yeah.
Yeah. I just thought that was funny. He's like fighting her for the seat.
Yeah.
She leaves.
He like picks her up and rolls her across the couch. Another good thing is in the understudy. The understudy is in Jerry's apartment, and it's just like the stupid movie, and she's crying about it. She's like on the couch, and he's on the chair. And he's like in her monologue, he's like, "Oh God, do I have to comfort her?"
I'm gonna go all the way over there. You can't make a move from the chair to the couch. That's quite a voyage.
That's such a voyage.
George trying to get fired from the Yankees, and Steinbrenner like always encouraging everything he does. Like, carry on, bodysuit man. And he's like, yeah.
Oh, strawberries, they're juicy to stop it. Oh, that's bad.
Babe Ruth was nothing but a fat man and short, stubby girl legs. So, what do you think of Lou Gehrig's pants? You don't think a disease he had was contagious, do you? You better take them off. Can't have big Stein
flopping and twitching. And just takes his pants off right in front of George.
Big Stein can't be flopping and twitching.
I love when George is paranoid about being gay, and he's like, "Oh, what a good body on that guy. How would I know?"
You like him? What do you mean like him?
What do you mean like him? I mean, he's fine. I don't even know the guy.
I mean, he's a great fighter, but I certainly don't like him. How can you not like him?
Another good moment is really minor. Early on, they're at like this party for. It's when like Jerry's trying to get Elaine an apartment in their building or whatever.
Yeah.
And they go to watch the marathoner, right? And like they're talking about how like stupid each one of them are, and he's like, "I'm stupid because I just let my ex-girlfriend live near me, and I'm gonna live in fear of the popping for the rest of my life." And he's like, "I'm Lord of the Idiots, all right? I just gave up guilt-free sex and like event tickets to every major event in Madison Square Garden." And then like out of nowhere, this lady yells, "You're all winners!" as the racers go by, and he's like, "Suddenly a new challenger has appeared." Good
so
stuff.
much classic.
All right, so what was next
Topic
on that
number
list?
3.
We got to talk about who's the best character. I guess we could rank the characters because we're going to talk about who's the worst, who's the best.
Name 4.
Yeah.
4?
Honestly, it's Elaine's the worst. I don't think she's bad, but she's not on the level of any of the other 3, especially
Usually.
George and Kramer.
Usually.
Yeah, usually. She has her moments. She has some funny moments.
Yeah.
Like she's hilarious. Like she's the best part about the Pin episode. Whenever she's like, "Stella!"
Yeah, that's definitely one of her best moments. One of my favorite moments.
Like the lady comes out, she's like, "Hi, Elaine," and she's like, she's got like the most stupid face in the world.
Stella. And I love that too because Jerry's trying to do his act with the sunglasses on, and they're just like, "God, boo, get off the stage! What's the deal with airline food?"
A lot of have you noticed?
Then Jerry, everyone agree that Jerry's the next worst one, the third place, I guess.
Yes, but it's a good third because he
third?
definitely
I like
has
him
some
a lot.
moments. Love the sarcasm and the eye rolling and the not caring about anything.
Yes, he's so shallow. Like he has like no like soul really. He's
Yeah.
just like living life.
Yeah.
For 9 years of the show, just not giving a shit. It's pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, unfortunately, he is third for me.
Third, or what do you want to give
I
him?
don't know.
Free
See,
country,
it's
man.
like-
Give him.
I know,
give him
but
whatever you want.
who would I replace him with? It's
Exactly,
tough.
it's tough.
It's tough. Yeah, I don't know. I guess Jerry. I feel like for me, Jerry and George are probably closer than probably what y'all have in your head.
Yeah.
Like my 2-3 is pretty. Like I could switch those two.
Like
But
George Jerry.
yeah.
So
but
Kramer's the
I
best.
think Kramer is my favorite by far.
Yeah.
It's hard
Okay.
not to.
Okay.
I feel like if I
Okay.
picked anything else, it'd just be me being a hipster.
Yeah.
Because everyone loves Kramer.
Exactly.
But
yeah.
I think he deserves it
Yeah.
It is
for
hilarious.
being fucking.
For me,
just
To me-
just everything.
it's so tough. It's so
My
tough.
phone.
Yeah. To me, it's Kramer and George just because, like, as the favorites, and I have a hard time switching them out because to me, they both give me the biggest laughs, and to me, they're the best actors. I mean, they are those characters. They never
Oh,
break
yeah.
that character.
Mm.
And they're so good at it, it kind of ruined the rest of their careers because they didn't really seem to do a lot of other roles. They were
Yeah.
always known as Kramer and George from Seinfeld.
Although it's weird, like George, I've seen Jason Alexander, the
Yeah.
guy who plays George. I've seen him in random movies.
Yeah.
'Cause he's in
No way.
he's in Shallow Hal. I've never seen the movie, but I've seen a scene
gotta
with him in
rewatch
it.
that.
He's in what's that famous movie that they make fun of in Family Guy with they slap the jewels down like as they're grabbing Pretty Woman. Yeah,
Oh.
he's like in that movie apparently because like I've seen the scene where like they do the snap thing with the jewelry or whatever, and like George is there and like, hey, that's freaking George.
Yep. Nickelback video.
No, God, dude, that is a great
Yeah.
crossover right there.
No way.
Yes, music video for Nickelback. It is
Wow.
the stupidest music video I've ever seen.
Brief appearance in Friends, and he was in an episode of Criminal Minds.
I just finished watching Friends.
He was the paper manager, and Phoebe, whenever Phoebe started getting that sales job on the phone, and she had a script selling toner,
Yeah.
and she like called, like the first person she calls is George, and he's like, I don't need toner because I'm gonna kill myself, and she's just like looking at the script like, there's nothing in here for that, like, and then she ends up trying to save him.
He's like,
Yeah,
he looks at
I
the
remember
board.
that episode.
He looks at the whiteboard and it's like, today's task, kill self. Well, I guess I could wait.
I do. Okay,
I only
I
had
remember
one
that.
thing to do today.
You're right.
And like she calls back and she's like, is Earl there? And she's like, sorry, there's no one named Earl here. I'm right here! He's like, they have no idea he exists.
And he basically plays the same character.
He plays a super weird character in Criminal Minds. Like he plays a villain, he plays
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
He
Pop
has
collar?
like now check this out, long flowing gray hair, like white. White gray, like yeah, and like a weird facial hair going on, and he's like a psychotic genius serial killer or something like that.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna say his acting's bad, but like honestly, he's being very serious because it's Criminal Minds.
And you can't take him seriously.
I can't
because
take him
you've seen
serious.
hundreds of hours of him being an idiot.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's another thing watching Curb is like I kind of notice watching
Name drop.
Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Enthusiasm with Larry David.
Yeah, Larry
Co-creator of
David.
Seinfeld.
You can definitely tell like he's.
Hopefully they got
It's surprising to me that he's a decent actor, honestly, just because he's like randomly decided to be an actor. I mean, he's not the
David?
best, yeah, but like he's not a bad actor. But like
I feel like that's not even acting. That's just him.
yeah, honestly.
Yeah, it really is.
But he's like I can see in him like he's doing a lot of things that basically George does, and he has like some of the mannerisms of George, like whenever he's talking in his
George
mouth.
is based off of him.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm just saying like that's what we're gonna get to later. Curb, like that sort of ruins it for me because I'm like, I know that you base George off of you, but we all saw George first, so
Yeah.
it seems like you're copying George. Like,
See, what I've been thinking about a lot lately is
what you're
like
saying.
how they're the same person,
yeah,
but like they're literally like I don't know, they're different. Like I don't know, George handles things to me differently.
Well, Seinfeld is just better. Like, or not better. Well, yeah, it is better, but like it's also it's way quicker. So like
Yeah.
George just things go from 0 to 10 immediately, whereas
Yeah.
like it takes a whole episode of Curb for things to just for shit to hit the fan.
Yeah. I guess also just because like George doesn't do like because Larry does a lot of the same mannerisms,
Mm-hmm.
and George doesn't do specifically those mannerisms. Like George doesn't do the pretty good, and he
Yeah.
doesn't do like the stupid like weird voices and hand gestures like that. He's
And
very,
stare at someone for 45 seconds.
Yeah, he doesn't do like the old man stuff and the really random stuff that Larry does. To me, he's like just very petty and argumentative and selfish, but like not the same person.
He's like
as Larry.
hopeless.
Yeah.
I don't know. Larry's not though.
Yeah.
And Kirby's not like that because like we just watched that plane episode. He's like,
Yeah.
I could do better than this.
Exactly. Like George is more.
George would never
desperate.
have that mentality.
Yeah, he would not.
Yeah.
He would just be mad. I think
He'd be
To me,
nervous.
Larry's more cynical and more cold too.
yeah. Also,
Mm.
I would say honestly, it's like so tough. Like I'd probably change every day, but if I'm gonna pick one today, I'm gonna pick George, just because he has a lot of help from.
My inspiration.
He's very inspirational because he's lazy and a dick and he speaks his mind and he just wants to get away with everything and like he just wants to have like basically have sex with women and never care about anyone or anything ever. It's like it's hilarious. And then like also he gets a lot of help from just being like his parents are hilarious.
Yep.
The interactions he has with women are on average way more funny because Kramer's is hilarious, but he always just gets the girl, you know.
Yeah.
And that's hilarious. But
And he
it's
also makes Jerry funnier.
he also and he
George
enhances
does?
it. Yeah.
They bounce off each other well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But honestly, Kramer's great. So like, I'm not, tomorrow I could be like, oh, Kramer's better. You know, it just depends. Like based on the episodes I got like in my head right now, I'm going with George.
Yeah.
Kramer second place.
Hey-o.
Yeah, I definitely flip them back and forth, and then Jerry's in a very good third, close third.
Yeah.
Because there are times where he is got maybe the funniest moment of the episode, or he's just got a lot of funny moments. I do love how he doesn't care and his eye rolls and stuff like that. He's like, oh, that's a great idea. He like does that.
Oh, and when he's in the Bubble Boy and like they hand out the napkins because
Napkins.
everybody's crying and he just takes it and wipes his face with it.
That's a great moment.
Yo, another good one's the dinner party.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh,
That's
yeah.
pretty
Why do we gotta bring something? What?
Birthdays, Christmases are like 1 month off.
They invite us to dinner, and I still have to bring something. What is the point? I don't want to go to their house if I gotta bring something.
Makes a great point.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know anything about a dinner party because I'm not
Just bring French bread.
35 years old, but still.
Yeah, a lot of dinner
That would
parties.
suck.
Now, what is the... Okay, so we ranked the top four.
What did you give? Who are you giving one?
It's between George Kramer, flip-flop. I guess I'll also say George just because he is
Heyo.
an inspiration. And,
He is the inspiration.
He's what I strive to be, just little effort, but have enough success and money and, just get by. Be
All
a
right.
dick. And,
All right. Favorite side characters. And side characters are anyone that isn't the main four.
so
start with the
tough.
parents.
This
we gotta
is
start
tough.
with the parents.
So tough.
Parents,
Frank.
phenomenal.
Frank
Especially
Costanza.
George's. Jerry's are also great. But Frank and Estelle Costanza are hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Estelle's a little much sometimes. Even,
Yeah.
But when she starts yelling and stuff. But even when Frank's better because when he starts yelling, it's just still fucking hilarious.
We were quoting him for our workout earlier. He's like, I worked out with a dumbbell yesterday. I
Feel
feel
vigorous.
Love when he's freaking out about the rat. He thinks there's a rat.
Oh,
now.
yeah.
I will not tolerate infestation. Yeah, we were playing like Far Cry.
The remote.
We were playing Far Cry 5, and like every mission had to have something to do with infestation, and we'd just be like quoting that line back to back to back.
It's the remote. We
It's
gotta
just-
move.
The show's just so relatable.
Yes.
Reference it every day, all the time.
All day, every day.
There's probably not a day I've skipped a reference on Seinfeld, at least one.
No.
We,
definitely.
we talk about the super obscure one of the omelet dam. Like
Yeah.
that is the most obscure thing in the world,
Yeah.
dude.
Shut it down.
Damn.
There's this one. It's back to a stupid moment, but there's because there's Seven Costanza, of course, but that's a whole episode. There's one like very small moment where Kramer's like in Jerry's apartment. He's like, you know what's a cool name? Isosceles. That's what I'm gonna name my first kid. Isosceles Kramer. Anyways, put this train back on the tracks.
So, love the parents.
Parents
Oh, yeah,
are
that's
great.
where we were.
Jerry's mom is insane.
Her and her mattress.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I said fine. I was fine. I don't see what the
Yeah.
big deal is. He's
He's like,
like,
mattress like I'm insulting a person.
he comes out of the room. He's like, I've lost 7 pounds. Or Lane says that. But
Turn the air conditioner on.
you're hot.
You're hot? I don't think we know how to use it. And he's like, come on, it's easy. How do you work this thing?
Another great moment, like, and it also ties into like favorite side characters, is they like hire Jerry a personal trainer, and it's like Mandelbaum or whatever,
Yeah.
and he's like this old ass
Oh
man,
yeah.
And like his dad's like, eat a plum, like, and like he's hanging up the phone, his dad just yells, he's like, plum, like, that's his last thing he says to him. He's like, all right, I got people over here, and he's like, plum.
Is that the one where they all end up in the hospital? They're all old.
Yeah, because like,
Dad,
son,
they're all gray-haired old guys.
it's goal time. It's go time.
Jerry. Just,
yeah.
Oh, you take your
go.
hot stuff?
Yeah.
Come on, string bean.
You didn't tell me it was bolted to the ground.
So parents, close talker, one of my favorites.
Yes. Gets in everyone's face.
Yep.
Putty.
Oh.
Putty. Yeah, the face painter referenced earlier.
I'll be
yeah,
back
he's
later.
just
We'll have
great.
sex.
Lay it on me, babe.
Talk to me, babe.
That's it.
Oh, you're changed for the game. We'll come back. We'll make out. I love it when he's selling Jerry a car.
Yes.
Yeah, he's like, finder's fee. Finder's fee. It was on the lot. Yeah.
That's right. Not a fan of that monkey joke, you know. It's like, oh, you had another Twix. What is that? 7 for you now? You know, you got a vein coming out of your forehead. I'm aware.
Gosh, the
Just
close
trying to support the
talker, Putty,
Just gonna support the team.
Just
Jackie
for the team.
Childs. Jackie Childs is one of my favorites.
Yes. His rants are hilarious.
Banyan.
Banya's great too.
Yeah,
I just worked out with it.
Yeah,
What's
I
the-
worked out. I'm huge.
Yeah. Used to be at 40, now I'm 42. I'm huge.
It's like another episode. He's like runs into Kerr. He's like, yeah, I gotta get a new suit. I'm huge.
The best, Jerry. The best.
Yes, he's
The
pretty
absolute
good.
worst, Jerry.
All the
worst.
salmon.
Yeah, get the swordfish, Jerry. Best swordfish in the city. All the salmon.
He think he's like,
Peterman. There we
Peterman.
go.
That, yeah,
Oh.
I was about to say Elaine's boss. Yeah.
Yeah, Peterman and
Guys.
Steinbrenner, two of the best bosses on the show.
There were two
Shanghai
different Petermans,
Sally.
right?
Two different Petermans?
Yeah, actors that
No,
played.
No.
two different.
What was it?
Two different of Elaine's boss at Pendant Publishing.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's not Peterman. That's
Yeah, I know. That's the boss that they use two different actors. Lippman.
Yeah.
Lippman. Yep. Lippman. Not a big fan of Lippman, but that's
Yeah. He's all right.
That was her boss's name that they changed twice, and then there was Mr.
Socks.
Pitt. Socks is Mr. Pitt.
Okay, I like him a lot too.
Yeah, I like Mr. Pitt.
Yeah, you know the guy I'm talking about. Where they have that dinner and she sells Kramer's stories to him. Isn't that
That's
Peterman?
Peterman.
Okay, yeah.
That's
There
Peterman.
was only one Peterman.
Yeah, there's only one
Oh,
Peterman.
okay.
Two Lippmans, but Lippman's not really funny, so it's not a big deal.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I too was
My bad.
seduced by the dark light of a Shanghai Sally opium. It was 1973. I was in Africa in search of a wild moose hat or something. It's like just rambles on about nothing.
It's just his voice. He's a good actor for that.
Yes.
That part. So.
And then like Kramer comes by and is like, I know you got the good stuff, just give it to me. And like he's
Not
like,
on my
I want you having me turn in my office and get drunk for him, and like he throws him against the wall and pushes him out the door.
Oh God, I love it, love it. Oh, I'm trying to think of more side characters. I can't. I had a bunch. Now
There's
I've
like
forgotten them all.
infinite.
There's a lot, yeah. Let's see.
So many.
Oh,
Mom and Pop.
Mom and Pop.
Mom and Pop.
That was the episode that I liked.
Jenny,
Yes.
Jerry's girlfriend that he ends up almost
Oh
marrying.
yeah.
He hasn't seen Jenny.
Oh,
I haven't?
No.
yeah. I want to ruin that episode for you, but that
Yeah.
was a great character too.
Fair enough.
Hilarious, absolutely hilarious. Susan,
Susan.
not really that funny,
No. Lloyd Braun.
although she does go lesbian, which is hilarious.
I like Lloyd Braun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And they use two different actors for Lloyd Braun.
Yep.
He's different in the non-fat yogurt episode, and then he's like that creepy guy like for the rest of the
How do
show.
we,
Yeah,
how
and the
we
gum
forgot-
and whatnot.
How none of us mentioned Newman yet?
Newman!
No,
Newman!
my
That's who I was
God.
thinking
Newman,
of.
yeah,
Yes.
Newman.
Up,
bro.
dude.
I saw non-fat yogurt, and all I could think about was the very last scene. I can't eat this.
Damn it.
It had fat in it. I don't care. It's delicious.
He's great in so many ways, dude. There's one where they like try to take the dog off like out to some place or whatever. At the very end of the episode, like the cops come to like his house. He's sitting in the dark with like a little light on him. And they're like, "Hey Newman," and like he's like smoking a cigarette. He's like, "What took you so long?" He's just such a
When he's the judge between Kramer and Elaine for the bike.
yes. We shall cut the bike down the middle.
This is your solution to ruin the bike? Bob Sacramento.
Oh well, yeah. He's he's a side
He's
character.
so side. He's literally not in the show. Just frequently mentioned.
Like
He's one of
yeah.
Kramer's friends that's not in the show,
Holy
but they
crap.
always say him.
So you haven't seen the chicken roaster, right?
Chicken roaster, yeah.
Have you?
Not.
Okay.
Art Vandelay.
Art Vandelay.
Also a good side character,
You're
good
very-
alias.
Vandelay Industries.
Let's
We're in
see.
latex.
Even
The high talker.
Eye talker. Eye talk. Wait. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Because he has a
Dan.
really high voice. Dan, I like Jerry a lot. It's like, oh, you do? Yeah. Why?
Because his voice sounds like a woman.
Yeah.
Oh man. Let's see. What else we got?
Oh, so I said Steinbrenner, which is played by Larry David, but also Larry David when he is Frank Costanza's lawyer.
Yes.
Yeah, the man with the cape.
Yeah.
Who wears a cape?
Where do you even get a cape?
That's good cape weather. Cool, breezy.
Cool breeze. Yeah. And he's like, she's carrying the groceries for him, and he's just like, she's like, can we just stop and rest for a minute? He's like, I guess. Like, they're his groceries.
Yeah.
Just put them on the counter, I guess.
The Smog Strangler.
Smog Strangler.
Yeah, the guy who's actually the Smog Strangler. He's in the car and he's
Smog
like, "Oh, Ned Lander sucks." Oh, what do you tip a chambermaid? He's like, he's known as a very generous tipper.
Hey, could you come by and bring these brown gloves by? Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was yours. Oh, looks like I'm going to drive it. Can I have it back? Nah, I'm going to keep it. Oh, the guy that fixes the car, the guy from Everybody Loves Raymond. He's
Oh,
like,
Robert.
the washer fluid is not fine.
Yeah, he hasn't seen that one either.
God, dude.
Dang,
Season
wow.
8 and 9 are fuego.
Fuego, yeah.
All right, so
Elaine's roommate.
yeah, she's freaking weird.
Elaine. We're gonna get clicked out on the bell there.
That's why there's a buzzer.
I hate her, but also I love what happens to her. Kathy Griffin.
I hate her.
I know, but her as a side character, whenever she's Susan's old college roommate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happens?
Whenever she messes up the barbecue sauce thing, she keeps messing
Yeah.
up Jerry's thing. And then whenever Jerry shits on her and she does the one woman show, or Kramer shits on her but said Jerry said it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's
And
like,
she does the one woman show.
why don't you just give up?
Yeah.
You're never gonna make it. You suck. All right, lunch. You're gonna come.
Sally, it is you. I've seen your show 6 times.
There's also the gay art director or whatever in the wig master with the Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Yep.
The Briss.
Oh,
favorite side
yes,
character,
I freaking
yes.
love the Briss guy.
That's yeah. What's his title? Is it? What's the title for that?
Moyle. It's a Moyle.
Moyle.
Yeah.
There we go.
Moyle.
Yeah, I know you know it. Yeah.
Put a piece of broken glass. Yeah, broken glass in the carpet, a bed in the carpet. You get down on your hands and knees with the magnifying glass, and never get it out. Then 1 year, 3 years later, you come in your step and you kill yourself.
That's what you want, huh?
I could have been a butcher like my brother. It's good money.
Oh God.
The pig man.
Oh yeah.
Just a short, stubby mental patient. All these pig men walking around, suddenly I'm not so bad looking. At least he's no pig man.
Everyone's gonna fix me up. Also, Janice, the fix up.
Oh,
Yeah, she's not great, but she's. Yeah, I don't know why I mentioned her. But she's a
in
friend.
there.
Yeah, she's in Friends and Seinfeld. I guess that's why she came to mind. Are there any
Shout
other?
out to the wife.
wife.
Susan?
No. The episode's called The
Oh,
Wife.
Courtney
Courtney
Cox.
Cox.
Courtney
Yeah,
Cox,
yeah, yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Courtney Cox Arquette. Thank you.
Yeah. Is there any?
That episode started off really good, but then I just hated it by the end. They were,
Yeah,
actually
Uncle
arguing.
Leo.
Yeah.
Uncle Leo, yes.
I thought you hated him. That's why I wasn't saying it.
Love Uncle Leo.
Really?
You should have said him. Do you like him?
Yeah. I just Jerry.
Hello. They ditched that thing, but I liked it in the beginning where he grabs his arm. It's like,
dude,
let go of me.
Yeah.
Oh, also cousin Jeffrey's he works for the Parks Department.
You should see some of the letters he writes. He's hilarious. He's funnier than the whole bunch of you.
God, they're good too.
Great stuff.
He has
there's
to hold on to your arm to tell you a story because he knows you're going to run away. He doesn't want you to get away from the story. Jerry, I don't owe your mother $50.
Believe me. Do you realize if we had put that in a 10-year T-bill?
I like the Jerry's parents. They're friends down in the retirement
Yeah.
home. What's his name?
Jack Klompus.
Yeah,
Oh.
Jack Klompus. He's pretty good.
And
I
then
had a little problem with the car.
still got the pen. Still works.
He's like, I lost that pen. You know what always makes this worthwhile? Lost 40 grand?
Well, I think that covers all the side characters. I'm not a big fan of Mickey. Not a big fan of most of the people that they date. They're generally not that funny.
They're not that funny.
But they create funny situations.
All they do is create, they're just there to alley-oop, basically.
Papier-mâché, the girl that George
yeah.
dates that does the
I
papier-mâché.
freaking love that. Who only knows of Poppin' and Mumbo Jumbos? Thomas Charleston. Or
Yeah.
Tommy C.
Tommy C. Paper-mâché hats. What if it rains? They're for decorations. Oh, wow. Any money?
He's like, what do you think? You didn't notice on the chopsticks. I personally prefer a fork, but yeah, or prefer a fork. Yeah. Do we want to give a favorite side character out, or is it too hard?
Oh,
I mean,
I don't know. I'd put Uncle Leo in the top 3. I'd put Frank in the top 3.
Frank is up there for
Lot
sure.
Of room for anybody else.
Frank and Newman.
oh, we keep forgetting Newman, dude.
Yeah.
Newman's great.
Another good episode. The Showerhead, I really like.
Dude,
Yeah.
nice shout out. I freaking love. I love when
That's
they're
the one
buying
you
the
were talking about earlier
showers.
with
Yes,
opium.
Yes.
just because it popped in my head why I like Newman so much, because he's like, should we get Jerry in on this? He's like, no, you can't handle this.
He's frail. He can't handle that. He's like, what do you want? Power.
From what I hear, the Serbs are fanatic about their showers. Not from the footage I've seen.
It's like, what for radiation? That's like Silkwood. That's right. It's like,
I like how he walks in and he's like, Elaine, would you please excuse us? I have something to discuss with my fellow
Tenants.
Yeah, that's it.
oh, you know, I don't have to leave.
Hey, Pete, it says you need a cup of coffee or something.
Oh man,
So,
yeah, I don't know. I couldn't pick one either. I'd say like Newman, Frank Costanza, and I also love Jay Peterman.
Oh yeah, I do love Peterman.
Those are probably my top 3.
I would say Steinbrenner.
Steinbrenner, yeah.
Third,
Love
yeah.
Steinbrenner.
Hey, George.
More calories.
He keeps going on, and every time George just walks out of the room, he just keeps talking.
All right, we gotta take a negative turn here. Least favorite episodes. If there's any characters we haven't touched on that you don't like.
Negative comments.
I don't like Kathy Griffin at all, basically. So I don't like
Okay.
her character.
Very good.
Also, that episode is sort of ruined for me because of that.
What do you mean?
That and the doll, that and the doll I don't like. The cartoon and the doll
Why?
because of Kathy Griffin.
Huh.
And I like other parts of those episodes. I just don't like those 2 episodes.
We watched it the other day, and it didn't really change my opinion of it. I'm not a big fan of the opera.
Yeah, weird episode. Very weird
episode.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would put that towards one of my least favorites.
Joe
Joe Davola's a side character we haven't talked about.
Oh yeah, crazy Joe Davola. He's not
Yeah.
really great though. He just
Yeah.
sets up great stuff.
Yeah.
I thought of the opera earlier.
He's got a
but
hair on my tongue.
I was like, because I was like, who's the crazy guy? It's Crazy Joe Davola.
Yeah.
But I was like, he wasn't that funny in that episode, anyways. He's
Yeah.
just kind of ridiculous.
It's
too much.
The first episode is really weird, not great. It's also from '89.
Yeah. Yeah, I
You
don't
told
want
me
to throw in the
skip
first
season
seasons
1.
for I don't want to throw in the first season for least favorite episode. I mean, they're getting it off the ground.
True, but I actually like episodes in there. Like there's the pony remark, and I like the deal is also underrated. I feel.
Good.
And that's the second episode, I think. The deal, I think, is
Really?
the second episode.
No,
Yeah.
it's not.
Well, you got the episode thing there.
Season
Look.
2, episode 13.
Yeah, those are both season 2. Yeah.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so that's like one of the last episodes of season 2, huh?
The last.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the yellow. Okay. Oh my bad. let me.
Season 1, Seinfeld Chronicles, Male Unbonding, which is the only one without a the.
Male unbonding.
Yeah. It's the only one without the in front of it.
Oh man, I don't even remember that.
It's not
episode.
called the Male Unbonding, it's just Male Unbonding.
Huh. What else we
Anyways,
got?
the takeout, the
is that-
robbery, the shock tip.
Is that season 1?
Episode 2.
Okay.
5 episodes.
Stock tip. Oh, stock tip's pretty good. That's the
Yeah.
one where he goes away and like Jerry's story's really good in that, where he goes away to Vermont and like he hates that girl immediately and like he's like, you should have said something to that guy at the movie theater. And he's like, I gave him the half turn and then I gave him the full turn with the eye roll. Yeah, first episode. I don't like although I've come around to it slightly. I don't like the masseuse, or not the masseuse. Sorry, the barber. Sorry,
The barber, yeah, not a big
because they
fan.
play that music in it. And it's very weird. You know, they play it a lot.
It's funny. I don't know. Not a huge fan of the barber. I don't like. I was thinking of the side character. I don't like. I forget. Oh well.
What about you, Gamble? Any episodes didn't stick with you quite as good as the others?
Stick with me. I just run over the names again and the label maker for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was like,
There's another side character we didn't touch on.
Watley.
Tim Watley. Yeah.
Tim Watley. I'm
Oh,
okay
yeah.
with Watley.
Yeah.
Not crazy about him.
yeah. Frank's mom sometimes.
Yeah.
No, not Frank's mom. Sorry, Frank's
George's
wife.
mom?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Frank's-
George's
yeah.
mom. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Her sometimes just when she's too much.
How old would Aunt Baby be if she was alive today? She'd never make it.
When she's in the Estelle, right?
Yeah.
When she's in the hospital and George just goes to visit because the chick and the nurse chick like gives a sponge bath.
Yes.
And then he goes into the end and just 2 guys. God, that's messed up. That's so funny though.
That's the
He's like
contest.
looking forward to it. That's not the. Oh, it is.
Because they're
yeah,
all trying to
you're
like
right.
hold out.
You're right. That is the contest.
I don't like the
He's
chick that
sitting there with
gets
his mom.
that gets Elaine's beeper thing that she like gets hit in the head with or whatever.
Oh yeah,
Or
she's
he tests
annoying.
her, he throws-
Yeah.
yeah, she's annoying. Not a big fan of Elaine's friend that dates Dan and the other losers.
Yeah, freaking the girl who goes back to the military or something.
Yeah,
Who dates Kramer and like she gets laid or whatever.
If you mention the people with the baby,
You
Yeah,
gotta see the baby. See, I don't hate them
I
because
like them.
they're
That's
hilarious.
funny.
I also, oh man, shout out to that Hamptons episode.
Yeah,
I love that
Ooh,
episode.
it's a good one.
They go to a completely different location and it's still hilarious, and they find like new ways for it to be funny, and like I love how it's just like, oh wow, she's topless, and then like she leaves, and then like Kramer's like, all right, show's over. It's just like, all right, that's what I was doing.
one of my favorite like moments, maybe not the whole episode, but a favorite moment is when Gary's making all those uncomfortable Native American comments. To
yeah.
He's like, I
Call ahead and made
Wendy.
Yeah. I call ahead and got us a table.
Yeah.
That's great.
Well, you know, you want to be somebody that gives something and then takes it back. Like, she's like what? An Indian giver? I'm not familiar with that term.
It's like, oh yeah, don't worry, I got us tickets outside the stadium.
Yeah, where you get a scout. Yeah, I know a guy that sells them. Yeah.
Very creative.
Not a huge fan of.
You talking arrows or feathers or red dots?
Not a big fan of the low talker.
Low talker.
I like the episode, but I don't like her.
Oh yes.
You
See,
mean
that's
the guy?
no,
Him.
No, that's
Low talker.
Oh,
Low
the
talker.
puppy shirt. Oh, gotcha.
Yes, the puppy shirt.
Yeah. Uh huh.
Yep. Yeah.
Mhm, yep.
Yep.
Oh, that's
I didn't know I agreed to it.
that's another great episode with
George's
George in the
secretary.
hand. Oh yeah,
Don't like her.
Ava.
Ava, yeah.
I'm giving you a raise.
Secretary can't make more than their boss.
Apparently they can.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, not a fan of her.
A person that I love and hate is Elaine's friend with the bad hair that won't change her hairdo.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
dude, the kiss hello.
Yep.
And,
That's
and Jared just
terrible.
goes to great lengths to like avoid it. I love that, dude. But yeah, she is annoying as hell, and like I love how Kramer's just like, oh yeah, I like that hair, and it's like, ah, damn it.
Yeah.
And then oh yeah, I love at the very end, like she's like, she gets on the bad side of George and Elaine, and they both roast her and the secretary at the same time. Like George is like, will that be cash or check?
Yeah.
And then he does, like mimics her like little. I'll do another shout out. I love the airport episode or the airplane. It's the airport. It's called the airport. I think the one where he's like, I've never met a man who knows so much about nothing. Yeah, and there's Elaine's just having a terrible time, and she falls out of her seat, and this one guy next to her makes a very subtle noise of like trying to help her up, and she pushes him away. It's like gets right in his face about it.
That is hilarious. I do love that one. I found another character that I don't like.
Okay.
The Maestro.
Oh,
I don't like the Maestro. I only like him when the three of them are playing pool.
Yeah,
together.
that's so
and he
weird.
takes off his pants or whatever. They like don't want to get wrinkly pants, so they take them off and he's anywhere they are.
Keeps the crease.
Yeah, keeps the
Yeah,
crease.
what a revolutionary thing. Yeah, they're just like blown away by this. We're still learning the quirks of the table.
Yeah.
Another small moment I love is when they're on the airplane and it's her and Putty and they're on like this 14-hour trip or whatever, and she's sitting next to vegetable lasagna. I don't like that character. That's why I was
Vegetable
thinking,
lasagna?
Yeah, I don't really like him. He kind of bothers me.
Okay.
And there's a guy behind her, and she's like in a bad mood. And she like sits back in her seat like real hard, and he's like, "Ow!" And then she like gets up and like throws her whole body weight as hard as that hell, and he's like, "Ow!" Like hurts him. Love that moment. Another. I don't. Obviously, the finale is not good.
Yeah.
See,
Very
I
disappointed.
feel like that's why you told me seasons 3 through 8 because now season 9, but I feel like it's just the finale didn't live up to it.
Honestly,
You
I
mentioned
love.
a lot of the
episodes.
episodes that are in season 9 that I haven't seen.
I love all of season 9 except for the finale. I'm pretty sure.
No,
Well, I don't like
Puerto Rican Day.
Puerto Rican Day. I don't like either. There's some
Exactly.
funny moments in it, but
Those are the very last couple.
Yeah,
see?
yeah, there's a couple of bad ones.
Season 9's got Serenity.
Oh, you don't like the
Now.
reverse one either.
reverse.
Where-
That's the same thing, isn't it?
Oh, remember it's the whole episode that goes in reverse while they're in
I
Sulamit.
keep thinking it was the same thing because, like, I don't
It's
know.
the
They're in a
last-
foreign country.
Last
Yeah.
column.
Puerto Rican Day is not.
Oh, bro, I believe you.
Just way down there.
The
yeah.
Chronicle.
Serenity
Oh,
Now,
sorry.
though.
You know what I'm
Serenity
talking about?
Now.
Uh,
Serenity Now.
called The Reverse?
I mean,
The Betrayal. The Betrayal.
Betrayal.
Okay, I remember now. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, those episodes aren't good, but like
Season 9 does have some gems though.
the Slicer, the Apology, the Strike, No Bagel, No Bagel, No Bagel, Festivus. We didn't mention Festivus.
Festivus.
Oh,
Revolution.
yes,
Oh
dude.
my god, I forgot about Festivus.
Another great episode.
I always dismiss season
Shout out
9, but I
Wale.
forgot there is some episodes that are in my all-time favorites, and that would be the Merv Griffin show.
Oh,
I love
underrated,
the
underrated.
Love
Yeah.
the Merv Griffin.
I just love
show.
how he's like, yeah, I have this stuff, so now I'm going to be a TV host to
Yeah.
everyone that comes in my apartment.
all the time. And then the cartoon when George is dating the chick that looks like Jerry.
Yeah. Oh, there's an. Oh, yeah. Well, I guess since we're on the episode, like I've already told you about this, like the inconsistencies or whatever.
Okay.
Like, in the show, there's a girl in Elaine's class whenever George wants to be draped in velvet.
Yeah.
I think it's called The Mango is the episode.
Yeah. No.
Or no,
Mackinac
that-
Peaches.
The Mackinac Peaches. I can't remember the
That's a good
name.
one.
I can't remember the name of the episode, but basically
It's the Doodle.
the Doodle, yeah, and she like
Nice.
is dating George in that episode, and then earlier in the pick in the show, she's like the same actress plays a CEO of like a major company,
Yeah, she does.
and like it's like they never
address that.
address that because she's obviously not a CEO, she's an artist.
No, she's
Or
just in that art
she's in
class
that
with
art
Elaine,
class,
so
but,
she
like-
could still be a CEO.
Yeah, but why would they never introduce each other? Also, why would she would probably be like, hey George. No wait,
Hey,
George feels her material, doesn't he?
George J.
I think George feels her material.
I think so.
Yeah, so why would she date George if she was repulsed by him?
Inconsistency. Is that really the same actress?
Yeah, I'm 100% certain because
Wow.
I also watched the show Scrubs and like she's the main character in that, so I
Oh, you like
recognize her as that.
Scrubs?
I do like Scrubs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand why people don't
The
like
lip
that.
reader.
Lip reader,
It
yeah.
depends on how you feel about her. The cab driver.
Yeah, I do like the cab driver. You know what I do to relax? Do the jumble. You guys do a book of jumbles?
I said, you know what I want to do? I want to relax.
You ever thought about hearing aids? Am I fearing aids? I mean, yeah, of course. I mean, who isn't?
It's not you, it's me. So yeah, I guess we've sort of talked about the least favorite. I don't like how there's a clip show and a highlights of 100.
Yeah.
That always kind of bugs
Wait,
me.
where's the clip show?
It's
the
like
Chronicle.
Oh,
no, it's called the clip show.
Oh.
really?
Yeah, there's an episode called, and they're like close to each other. I'm pretty sure. This might have been during a writer's strike or something, though. I feel like that's what happened.
Highlights
honestly.
of 100 is in season 6,
Yep.
and there's not another
Clip show after that.
clip show till season 9, which I thought was the Chronicle. Chronicle 1 and 2.
Yeah,
And then they do the finale, which is also a 1 and 2.
I swear there's an episode called the clip show. I swear up and down.
I'm looking.
Yeah, keep looking. All right, I guess.
They don't do flashback episodes often, do they?
No.
No.
Okay. Good.
It's always it's like the episodes actually have some continuity, which is weird. For
A lot of the
Seinfeld.
early episodes have continuity.
True. I mean, all the episodes kind of have continuity in the sense that like people move back and forth, and like they, before George is married, after George is married, like there's.
Kramer was in L.A. for 3 months.
Yeah, that's what
yeah.
I'm talking about. Those episodes are good, but they're not as great as the other ones for some reason to me.
No, I feel you. I agree.
Oh, another favorite side character though is has like 2 lines, but I freaking think about it all the time. Is the cop who's like, "Pretty young thing, she was, not anymore." Any witnesses? Just the trees, Johnny. It's like, what the hell are you doing, dude? It's like, and I love Kramer's like, "Oh, I'm just doing what I'm doing, and I'm loving what I'm doing, and I do what I love." And George's like, "What the hell are you talking about?"
I'm going to keep on doing it because that's the way I've always done it.
What are you talking about?
I like when it's back to a favorite moment, but just popped in my head when Kramer's in the stand-in for in the police
Yeah.
station.
Yeah.
He's just like.
And then he gets
so
caught.
smiling.
And he's like dancing when he turns. He's like dancing for the next pose. He's turned the wrong way. He's doing
No,
good.
to the left.
All right, so finish off the show. Talk about comparing it to other shows, and what makes it so special / rewatchable. Obviously, Gamble can't really talk too much about the rewatchability, but I mean, if you could try, I guess.
Yeah. No, I mentioned it earlier before we started, but the how every episode name is like doesn't really tell you what it's about.
Yeah.
So it's like you can put it in, and I compared it to Friends because Friends is like the one where Ross kisses Rachel or something.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, well, guess what happens?
Yeah.
And then it's like there's one like the Few Silly Jerry. It's like you watch the episode, and it's such a minor part of the episode.
Yeah.
Because you're
Good
silly,
episode.
get it?
Yeah. Few you're silly because you're silly.
But so you can just throw in any random one, and it's still good.
True.
I don't know. It doesn't give it away. It's like I watch a lot of Bob's Burgers, and I can tell a lot of those just by the episode name. Like, oh, this is what happens.
Yeah. Money?
Well, it's just definitely my favorite sitcom of all time because there is there's no emotional draw. You know, they don't focus on relationships. They don't focus on learning or growing or lessons learned or karma or anything like that. Like, it is just as straightforward as it gets. Humor, they suffer no consequences for their actions, and it's just hilarious. And I can watch it all the time because I can be in any mood. I can be in a good mood, I can be in a bad mood. Seinfeld's always going to be easy to watch.
Yeah.
Something like Friends is hilarious, but sometimes I get tired of the storylines.
Emotional.
Yeah. And then to me, other shows, a lot of times they'll try to be about something, but in reality, they just try to be Seinfeld. They just try to get you to, care about these 4 characters and think they're hilarious and this and that, and there's really not anything going on. Like Friends, they have within, essentially it's about nothing. It's about, literally, if you look at the description of Friends.
It's about being friends.
Yeah. Friends growing up together in Manhattan in their mid-20s.
Yeah.
Big Bang Theory. I don't even know what the hell that's about. Well, they start off in their 20s.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Their late 20s.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. It's fantastic.
Fantastic idea. I would say, honestly, the Larry David writing. I guess I sort of associate that with the style that I'm going to take something minor as hell in the beginning of this episode.
Yeah.
And you're going to forget about it until the very end, and I'm going to tie it in beautifully.
Yeah.
And that is always super satisfying to watch.
It's a pleasure to watch.
Super funny. It also doesn't go for, you like to say, dick jokes as opposed as a movie thing. It doesn't go for sitcom humor. Oh, someone walks in and they're wearing a stupid shirt or whatever, and we're just gonna roast him or whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't go for that really low hanging fruit sitcom humor. It's all written very well. I would say, which brings me back to it a lot. And then honestly, there are some episodes that I don't even consider to be super funny, but I just like watching them just because I like the adventure that usually George goes on. I love the nap, and I love the movie theater, and the Hamptons. I just love that they go to these other places, and George is there, and he goes through all this stuff that's going on. That's just the summer of George too. I love how he's just lazy as hell and never comes over, and I just love watching that. I don't know why. It's fun for me to watch him. Kramer, what's George doing? He's not doing anything. He's still decompressing.
Might read a book.
Front to back, in that order.
I've always wanted to do that.
Kramer's coffee table book about coffee tables.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Holy crap.
And the characters are all different too.
Table.
Yeah.
The characters are all different enough, but they're all the show has a style of humor, but they're all different enough to where they have different sort of things that happen to them, and they handle it differently. And Jerry's a sarcastic person, George is just gonna be a dick, and Kramer's gonna somehow luckily get out of this, and Elaine's just gonna dance little kicks around it.
And when you were saying about the humor, I do enjoy the fact because most sitcoms it's hey, you say something that it's going to set up me saying something. It's a lot of just jokes hey, this is a punchline, and most time it comes off corny,
and you can feel it coming too.
Exactly. I can watch any sitcom I've never seen before, and if it has punchlines, I generally know what the punchline's going to be without ever having seen the show.
Yeah.
I know Rules of Engagement falls under that one a lot. My parents watch that show, and I've never seen it, and every time I watch it, I'm yeah, that's a punchline. That's a punchline. Yeah, I know that's not.
And a lack of I'm sorry, what were you gonna say?
And Seinfeld does that because it's situational humor, which is also very relatable. All the problems and stuff that they go through. Even though it's exaggerated,
and in the 90s,
it's something that you go through in your life.
The pick.
The pick is something that happens, waiting forever for a Chinese restaurant table.
Yeah. Another classic episode. I don't know how we didn't mention it.
Just all that stuff that happens in their relationships, all that good stuff. So. Situational, relatable.
The lack of an emotional story is also good. Just because, I kind of enjoy that sometimes, but then. It makes it harder to rewatch. I watch Friends a lot, but I always find myself skipping through episodes just because, I don't want to hear about, this super emotional moment. Yeah, like 10 years. You got 10 years. You're not gonna be together. Like that's so long and drawn out, and it's like so tired.
Yes.
I don't want to dump on that show though, because I still like that show.
Oh, I love Friends.
And then like,
Dump on it.
and like How I Met Your Mother's even worse, because that whole show is continuity. Like it's all about emotion, although it's still funny.
Yes, definitely.
Mainly Barney. Also, I hate Lily.
Yeah.
Just want to get that across.
I hate Monica towards the end of Friends.
Yeah.
She gets terrible.
Yeah.
Like really, I don't know.
And then-
Honestly, like it sounds like sexist or whatever, but like the guys and Friends like are hilarious to me throughout the show, and like especially Joey and Chandler.
Yeah, I was gonna say sometimes Ross.
Ross is kind of annoying, but he's also got to be the emotional.
I like
person,
Phoebe
so.
like a lot. I don't know why.
She's grown
like
on me,
off the
honestly.
wall.
She's
Yeah.
grown on me. I like the episode where she's going with Mike and like she goes to meet his parents or whatever, and he's like, "Oh, he's such a nice boy. He's so sensitive or whatever." He's like, "But don't worry, he can still rock a headboard like no tomorrow." And it's just like, "That's my boy." And like, she talks about, "Oh, and then I got hepatitis from a pimp spitting in my mouth."
Yeah, Phoebe gets better, Monica gets worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because in the beginning, I really hate Phoebe. 'Cause
Yeah.
She's just kooky and stupid. And then she finally just kind of gets reason and becomes sarcastic.
Yeah, which is
Much better.
pretty good.
Mm.
And then what I was going to say about Curb and Seinfeld,
Curb.
I love Curb.
I'm coming around to it.
But you said earlier you really liked it. You were sticking to it. Now I'm going around to it.
I'm on the
But-
fence.
I mean that I didn't really like it that much, and now that we've watched it, I'm like, yeah, I really want to watch season 9 after this episode.
Yeah, it's got to grow on you. It's definitely a little bit slower paced than Seinfeld. So the reason why I like Seinfeld more is because it is faster paced.
Mm-hmm.
It is shorter episodes, and I think that's what Curb has the problem with. Since the episodes are longer,
Yeah.
yeah, 29 minutes. There's no commercials.
Because
It's
HBO.
HBO.
Okay.
And so
Big Phil.
since it's like a full episode, I feel like they draw things out just to take up time. And, Larry is a little different than the characters of Seinfeld, and it's essentially him. So it's kind of like, you don't have a George, Jerry, and Kramer to all three be funny at their own given times. It's kind of just like up to Larry to be funny with the other people within the show that are pretty much all side characters. 'Cause, I mean, any given episode, you don't have the same characters.
Having watched some of the
Except for,
show,
like, Frank.
I would say that like
Oh, it's Jeff Green. Yeah,
Jeff
Jeff
Green.
Green. Yeah,
Not
yeah,
Frank.
he's generally...
he's Frank. Yeah,
He's
like
generally in
he's
every
good.
episode.
he's good, and Mr. Black is good. Like, that's his
Yeah.
name, right?
Yeah,
Mr. Black.
Leon Black.
Leon Black. He's good too. He's hilarious, but he's also like, they use him well. Like they're like every episode we're gonna have maybe 3 minutes of him.
Yeah.
And he's just gonna say some random shit, and it's gonna be hilarious.
Exactly.
And but yeah, Larry's great in the show, but like he's one man,
Yeah.
Whereas like he's not even as good as George, and George also had Kramer and Jerry, and Elaine to an extent. So, but yeah, like they just linger on scenes too long, in my opinion. Like I get a little tired of like he's gonna like complain about cutting in line or something, and like it'll take like 5 minutes to play out. And I'm like, this is hilarious, but dude, what? Like, can we move on like to something else?
I think another reason why Curb seems slower, although Curb is more in your face with the Larry David style writing, where it all comes back. Like, his shoelace gets caught in the subway at the very end, and it's like we didn't see that coming, but you're used to it, so you're like, that's that shoelace thing, a small minor thing, it's gonna come back. But it's exactly what you're saying. There's one main character basically in Curb. And there's 4 in Seinfeld, so you can have 4 different things going on in Seinfeld to keep up with.
Yeah.
And show up in one episode, so it's like they gotta
4 storylines.
Yeah,
too,
they gotta make it.
And they
quicker.
usually intertwine too, which is also cool.
Somehow, yeah.
Also, I like, I said George is my favorite character, and like Larry David is a George to an extent, and like, but he's so negative, and like he's such an ass, and he's just like, and I love it, but it's like, it's too much, just sort of like, and in a sense that like we don't get a break from it. In in Seinfeld we get Jerry, things go right for him, and he's just being sarcastic and making observations, and Kramer pretty much usually has things go right for him. So there's a little bit of a break and a diversity to what's going on, as opposed to just Larry goes into a room, sees something, he's gonna make a comment about it. It's gonna destroy everyone's life.
I would say, so I do like Seinfeld better for all the reasons we've just discussed. The only thing that, not the only thing, but the main thing that keeps Curb in a super close second place for me and would allow me to watch either show at any given time is the fact that it has the cussing and the adult humor. Because, sometimes it is, like the episode of Seinfeld where they have a little bit of cussing, or whenever they do
Yeah.
slightly use cuss words,
Oh,
like it
yeah.
just elevates the humor. I know it's kind of like a minor thing, you know, you don't have to cuss to be funny. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
But it's one of those things to where like sometimes it just adds emphasis.
Mm-hmm.
And so I do, and like since Curb has more adult humor, to me it gets me bigger laughs. Seinfeld will get me more laughs, but Curb tends to get me bigger laughs. Like earlier, I was like on the floor.
Yeah.
Like Seinfeld doesn't necessarily get me on the floor. It has me laughing the whole time, but it doesn't have me like dying.
Yeah, I mean that speaks to the Curb episodes as well, just because like it's all that build up, you know, and then they pay it off.
Yeah,
It's also just nice being in a more modern time.
True.
For Curb.
Yeah.
Like, they
All-
have cell phones.
they
Like
text.
the cell phones would ruin Seinfeld. Like,
Yeah, true.
I've noticed that probably a lot of people would.
a lot of the situations.
That's all my dad says.
Yeah.
It's like another episode where a problem could be solved with a cell phone. Yeah.
Yeah. It was the 90s. They didn't know.
Yeah, exactly.
They didn't know.
But I will say this is like I've watched the earlier seasons of I watched a couple episodes from the earlier seasons of Curb, and it looks worse to me than Seinfeld.
Some of it does look bad. You have to get used to it.
I
Like the
don't
quality?
like.
Yeah.
Like I watched the episode of the where
It's
he's
so
like being
bad.
accused of being racist towards black people, and like he gets that the woman who's who's a surrogate and like convinces her to not give away the baby or whatever.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Like that episode's great, but like I'm like watching it, I'm like, when did this come out? 2008? This is on HBO. Why is this worse than like Seinfeld 1997? You know?
It's been remastered.
I guess I don't know.
I don't know.
But yeah, it's a great show.
Yeah.
All right, Money, you want to wrap us up?
All right. Well, any final thoughts on Seinfeld or Curb?
Trash.
Thanks, Money.
You're gonna give it a rating? Does the rating scale carry over?
Do you want to reference?
Obviously,
you want to reference CinemaSins before we get out of here? Or?
Dang.
Burn! You got me good, fucker. Shots of water. But, yeah, I would say Seinfeld is Fuego, and I would put Curb at mad decent.
Yeah.
Just right there. I do have a hard time giving it Fuego because Seinfeld, I can pretty much watch any episode, any disc. Curb, there's definitely more skips. More like, whenever I was like, oh, dude, I gotta show you some of my favorite episodes, like, I kind of had to look, you know? Like,
Yeah.
Because all the episodes are kind of generally the same, and they're all about the same amount of funny. There's not like a ton of standouts,
True.
and so the ones that really
Consistent.
stand out were the ones that I played. Like they had the bigger laughs, like the vehicular fellatio.
I would say Seinfeld definitely Fuego.
I think that's your first ranking on the podcast, by the way.
Hey,
Something I actually
And we did a
watched.
podcast
Yeah.
over like 40 movies.
Yeah, I
Rating
don't
scale.
go see movies. But a cool thing about Seinfeld was like you're like, oh, this y'all two would talk and be like, oh, this episode's great, and this episode's great, and pop in season 8 and then jump to 5, and it didn't really matter.
Yeah.
I think that was cool.
Oh yeah.
You're like, oh, that one line, like, oh, it's an old character or something. This one thing happened. I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
And so it keeps it entertaining. You can just jump around and watch any episode.
True.
Jump.
Jump around. Yeah, Seinfeld, obviously Fuego. Curb, man, decent.
Yeah. I gotta watch more Curb.
Not a ton
Probably
of shows
wanna
to
see
me
more.
are Fuego, but
What?
not a ton of shows
Yeah,
are me
it's
are
tough.
Fuego.
Yeah.
Especially like sitcoms. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, most of the shows that I think are like I don't think a whole lot of live action TV shows are Fuego for me besides like Friends, How I Met Your Mother, outside of like I would put maybe How I Met Your Mother at mad decent, maybe Friends at Fuego.
I agree with that. I was about to say, dude, like I've tried to watch How I Met Your Mother recently, and like it needs more time before you can watch it again, just because like it's really annoying how slow things are and how much of a bitch Ted is. Like,
Yeah. And then like shows like The Office and Parks and Rec, I still need to watch 30 Rock, but like I would probably put those at mad decent as well, and they stand
Parks and
above.
Rec's pretty good.
And they stand above most of your average shows.
Yeah.
Like I would put all of those shows above your Big Bang Theories and your Mike and Molly's and
Yeah.
your Rules of
Yeah.
Engagement
Those are
and your.
garbage.
I'm not like faulting you. I just thought you didn't care for those shows.
I don't. That's what I'm saying. I think they're better than the average show.
Oh, okay. All right.
But I would put them below my favorite shows.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like, but they're still. I know they're better than the average show, and I just don't like them enough to sit there and watch them.
True. Okay.
I think Parks and Rec is great just because of the cast.
Yeah, it's
right?
great.
It does have a
when-
great cast.
When we were watching Semi-Pro, like I'm
Yeah.
like this person and this person. That's how I feel watching Parks and Rec. Like it's got all these
People.
people.
Yeah.
Yes.
They do have a great cast. I will give them that.
Honestly, what's
Yeah.
great about Parks and Rec to me, and like maybe my favorite thing in the world, like two of my favorite things, real quick on Parks and Rec is like I want to show you these YouTube videos later because I know
Please
you
do.
never watched the show.
I'll watch it.
Is like I'll Google like the townspeople.
Why you say no? Let's watch it.
Oh, right now?
No.
Oh, okay. Is it on Hulu?
No.
It's on Netflix.
Netflix.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. It's on like the townspeople have some of the funniest moments in the world because they're the stupidest people in the world. Like they'll have like conventions and like
They are.
they'll just stand up and say something stupid as hell, and then also the Mona Lisa and John Ralphio are like he's a stereotypical like douchebag like.
John.
Yeah, and like she's just the sluttiest, trampiest, dumbest girl in the world, and she is hilarious.
Yes, I was like, who's Mona
So,
Lisa?
yeah.
Yeah, they're great.
To me, Office and Parks are fuego as well, but you know, teach their own.
Now,
The
teacher.
Office, wow.
I love The Office.
Liking
I
The
don't know.
Office is a part of your personality.
Ugh.
I see a lot of that. Anyways,
Dude, a lot of people love The Office, especially everywhere we go.
Dude, it feels like a lot of people have been like sort of like hopping on that train recently. Like
Right,
it seems
yeah.
to me like
The show's
when
been
we were
over
in
for a
high
while.
school, most people didn't really watch that show. I kind of watched it.
Yeah,
got
it
to
was-
college, watched all of it, and then I started to get into it. But now that y'all are out of college and I should be out of college, like everyone's sort of like, yeah, dude, this is the best show ever made. Like I love this show.
yeah,
It was
that's
all
why-
over Tinder. It's all over work. It's
Yeah.
all over people we talk to. Everyone's like, "Oh, The Office, The Office." Quote Office to me. Office.
I'm
all
like,
the
bro,
time.
the show's been over for 5 years. Where you been?
Yeah, seriously.
It started like 15 years ago or something. You know?
Yeah.
I haven't
I
watched
get-
too much of The Office. Not the biggest fan though.
Yeah,
But this got some moments. There's some good characters.
I agree with it.
Steve Carell's
I'm not hating on it.
Ah, well, let's hate on it. that wraps up our episode of Seinfeld. I am calling it season dose, episode dose, but according to Reagan, it's
Episode 8, yeah.
Where do we?
The Last Jedi.
Jedi. Yeah. Ooh.
Fuel.
So you're saying this episode was a disappointment?
No, this episode
Oh.
was about fuel.
Oh, gotcha.
Dude, you cut out the 30 minutes in that movie, and it's like, all right,
Great
fine.
movie.
But that's also you're cutting out 30 minutes of movie. Like, fuck you, just make a better movie. You know?
We somehow
putting the
managed-
fuel to the fire.
We somehow managed to talk about movies in a TV episode.
Ooh, we always do.
Episode.
Always
So
do.
I usually bring up something stupid
Like
like,
Cinema Sins.
or no, yeah,
I
besides,
don't-
yeah, yeah. Whoa!
It comes full circle.
I would bring up something stupid like, yeah, you know, Topher Grace has been cast as Ben Affleck's beard in the next Batman movie or
Oh,
something.
dude, that'd be sick.
Just hanging out of Ben Affleck's
Yeah.
chin.
Yeah, well, he might have scheduling conflicts, but we'll see.
Okay. Yeah,
Lot
that'll
of
be the
roll-
conflict.
A lot of roles out there. But yeah, that's going to wrap up our mostly Seinfeld review episode. We appreciate you guys tuning in. And this is second episode we've had where the three of us together, so it feels
Heyo.
good, man.
Hey, double up.
Feels really good.
Level
So,
up.
yeah.
You know, like level
Let's
up.
get out of here, Reagan. It was a good episode. Y'all have a good night.